understand what it means when something doesn't have a final judgment? That means there is something still there. It all started with Doria Ragland, Meghan Markle getting married to the most well-known family in the world, the British royal family. And of course, their lives are going to be under scrutiny. People are going to want to know what they're all about. There's nothing wrong with that because, of course, if you're going to join the family that represents billions of people across the world, Canada included. By the way, I am Canadian. Of course, people will want to know who's joining the family. This happens everywhere, guys. It's not just with the royal family. So, to my surprise, we've been digging a lot about Doria. There have been rumors about her being in jail and other stuff. But it wasn't until I started digging some stuff, and thanks to my wonderful subscribers who send me information, that things are getting more sinister, and the fraud case file is still open. And this is not only on Doria, but also Rachel, Meghan Markle. And I'm going to show you some evidence. And after I saw this, I said, I have to dig deeper, and I'm going to show you what you need to see, because it's very important that we are all kept informed, that we're all not kept in the dark, because Meghan and her mother are insanely shady. And you will see that this started at the very least on record on July 2019. This is on paper. It had been in the planning for months. It was officially given authorization and they go ahead in July 2019, which shows that Doria and her mother have been plotting and planning against our royal family. This is unbelievable what you're going to see.
Can you just tell them the truth? Can you say to the world, just tell people and then they'll understand?
Would you like to do me a favor and click the subscribe button, share, like, and comment? It really helps the channel. 54%, yes, it's gone down. 54% of you who watch my channel are not subscribed. Please do that because that helps with the algorithm. And we're going to get now to the meat of it all, why we're here. You know, it didn't really bother me that much because Meghan Markle's yoga teaching mother, Doria Ragland, 64, takes over as boss for the elderly care homes firm. It's called Loving Kindness Senior Management Care. You would think there's nothing shady about this, right? Even the name is nice. You know, it's loving kindness for the elderly care for people, you know, and it's based in Beverly Hills. And she's the chief executive officer. And the lawyer is Rick Genow. He's an incredibly shady character who actually had gotten Meghan Markle, that now failed Natural History Museum little gig that seems that is not going to go anywhere. Yeah, but he is the one who set this whole thing up. And that's shady. Isn't she a licensed therapist? No, she's not. She was in the process of becoming one. But because Meghan Markle, struck gold, she stopped the process. And I know what you're saying, but Paula, what does it matter? Well, what you don't know, for those of you who are new, and don't forget to click like, share, and subscribe, guys. The tragedy of Meghan Markle's mother, Doria Ragland, is so sad. Well, the tragedy, guys, is that her father, Mr. Ragland, owned the house where Doria lived in after she was evicted from the old building she lived in. And I'm going to show you the court case for that as well. And he died under mysterious circumstances because he tripped over a dog leash. Yes, her father tripped over a dog's leash. There were no witnesses. Her father was very strong. The dog leash was very short. He fell on grass. His head injuries did not match really the fall. But then again, there were no witnesses. So it was ruled an accidental death. But it was kind of like a questiony thing, like kind of those things that, it's a black man. We don't know anything about it. Let it go. But the wounds that he had in his head were not really that consistent with what they assumed happened, because it happened in broad daylight too. So Doria ended up being the sole heir of that house, and that's where she lived and now she's gone back there apparently. Remember this document that the newspaper showed you? Yes, this is the Secretary of State. This is the filing. It was approved on October 22nd, 2019, right? So you would think it's October. Why, what October? Meghan Markle was an active member of the royal family back then. And you say, well, Meghan is not her mom. Well, these are all my thoughts and opinions, by the way. This is Rick Jenna. This is Doria Ragland. She's the president. You see, they don't allow bank transfers. They don't allow check payments. They don't allow credit card payments. All has to be cash, which is, if you ask me, kind of Pablo Escobar kind of thing. But this is the little part that nobody's talking about because there's always an addendum, isn't it? Delaware, the first state. This is the Secretary of State. This is the part that's very interesting here for you guys. It's the dates. The dates are always in the paper trail. There's always that paper trail. And what it tells you here is that, and I do hereby further certify that the said Loving Kindness Senior Care Management, Inc. was incorporated on the 26th day of July, 2019, which means this was incorporated in 2019, and then it goes, is duly incorporated on the day of September 20th, day of September 2019. But it started way before July, because in order for them to get the approval in July, they must have applied for it sometime earlier, like early 2019 when Meghan Markle was pregnant. And of course, this is direct gen now. Why would Doria be doing with Meghan Markle's lawyer, if you ask me? I hope you are sitting down for this, because you see, people, it's the details. People, you see the state of California, it was filed. Loving Kindness Senior Management, Delaware, of course, is the principal address, is Meghan Markle's lawyers. By the way, this place does not have a physical address, and I'm going to show you how the grift works. Type of business, Senior Care Management. Now, the part that nobody's looked at is the one that you're reading right here. No officer or director of this corporation has an outstanding final judgment. I want you to read those words with me. Has an outstanding final judgment issued by the Division Standards Enforcement of a court of law, for which no appeal therefrom is pending for the violation order or provision of the labor code. The word final judgment means that there is still pending a judgment. So that got my ears perked up, right? And I went investigating. I had to. I just couldn't let that, because do you understand what it means when something doesn't have a final judgment? That means there is something still there that hasn't been definitely ruled on. And I got to working, and I always do. I have some findings that are absolutely shocking. Shocking. I don't understand how Rachel Meghan Markle and her grifting mother as well are not in jail. When you go on their website, on the lovingkindnessseniorcare.com, you click on a thing to consult with them. And this is what it says to you. This is the response it gets. Thank you for reaching out. Where is the patient located? I asked this first. You can tell the level of education, because she says I in minuscule, not capital letters, because the territory I cover is South California, West LA, Santa Monica, and South Bay. Only wealthy areas. This woman is not going to Compton to give you any help for your mental health or take care of seniors, because there's no money in it. In case you're outside of the above region, thank you. Sent from my iPhone. Because you see, when you ask her to give you more information, can you send me literature? That's a very normal thing to say, right? Anybody would. Her response is, the website details the services we offer. She refuses to respond because, as any grifter knows, they don't want to put in writing anything that could actually implicate them in anything. And I am I have gotten a hold of some paperwork that I need to make sure that I can show to you guys, because I got a hold of the files. It is there. The files should be there for public consumption, but I want to make sure that I can actually share to you what is the part that's still pending and it is not final. Because, oh my goodness, how can these people get away with this? I really don't get it. And by the way, I managed to find Prince Harry's birth certificate, and that is mind blowing. Please stay tuned, because there's more to come with the papers that I'm getting. I want to make absolutely 100% that these are the actual documents, because they are so explosive, guys. I'm just, how can this woman be allowed anywhere near the elderly? Please do not allow Doria Ragland to enter any of the wealthy areas of California, because she only wants the wealthy ones. She doesn't want Compton. No. East LA. No, it is West LA for Doria Ragland. Good old times. Please watch the video that's coming. That's going to give you more information about Doria. And as usual, I greatly appreciate your support. Have a great day, beautiful people. Isn't this pretty cool, guys?
Really, that's more cool than this.
Which one?